Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you doing? We got another Twitter trash for you. It's gonna be an interesting one. Got a little bit of petty drama, and just the normal trash that you're used to. So it should be pretty fun. I think you're gonna enjoy this one. But before I just dive headfirst into it, you know I gotta give a big shout out to
Supreme Victory!
So the first trash tweet we're going to cover comes from a YouTuber that goes by the name Quinton Reviews. Now, I don't know him super well, but he is kind of notorious for being a tool. And, you know, he kind of just tries hard as well. And let me read this tweet and then we'll get into why this is trash. Sometimes I think about how close I came to being in this photo. Like, I was hanging out with a bunch of these people that day, and I can assure you I was stupid enough in 2016 to join in if anyone asked. Quote, dude, you wanna pose with this Nazi flag? Quote, anything to pwn the SJWs. So this photo in question took place at VidCon 2017, where a bunch of us posed with this Kekistani flag. And I'll get into what Kekistani is in a second, because it's really important to understand the context of this, because there's a lot of people, a lot of progressive ideologues on the what they call the bread tube side of YouTube that willfully ignore all of what it really means and what it's about. But let's first focus on Quentin and why he would even put this up, and the idea of sometimes thinking about this at all. Like, I was in the photo, which I hate that photo because it's just bad angle. There were so many people taking pictures, and I was wearing this triple XL shirt of Nick Crompton, and I just looked terrible. I hate it. But still, I was in it and I don't even think about it. And it's like, this guy, like, why are you thinking about this? Why are you bringing up this stuff and throwing so many people under the bus? There's people that align with him politically that were in that photo. And he's still just like, oh, they're all posing with a Nazi flag. It's just a really dickish thing to do, and really unnecessary. Now let's talk about Kekistan and the Kekistani flag for a second.
It's a symbol of white nationalism. These are groups that espouse, in many cases, violence, and certainly white supremacism, anti-Semitism, anti-gay, anti-black.
Hello everyone, this is Big Man Tyrone, President of Kekistan.
The idea was supposed to be to make fun and parody the white people that were promoting ethno-states, you know, the alt-right and people like that. So you took an idea like Pepe and all these green people, and you took all of their talking points and you just meme the hell out of it. You made it a joke.
Here it is. This is the flag of Kekistan. Now, it might look familiar to you because it looks a lot like that. Spooky, right? It seems like that should be a pretty clear symbol that this is all about racism. No, not at all. It's actually very, very simple. You see, if you really don't like a certain group of people, one of the best things that you could possibly do to take the piss out of them is take an object that they hold very, very sacred, twist it around, and make it your own. Make it a mockery. How could you take the piss more out of neo-Nazis than taking their damn flag and turning it into something about meme freedom, which is an absolute condemnation of identity politics, and everything about white nationalism and ethno-states and neo-Nazis is identity politics.
It was really funny at the time, but the progressive ideologues, you know, the bread tubers, they didn't see it as funny. They just saw that, oh, look it, they took that flag that was racist and they made it its own thing, and I guess it's still racist. You know, just kind of just twisting it into whatever they want it to be. You know what it reminds me of, and I'm sorry for bringing this up, it reminds me of Gamergate. We had a lot of people that said what it's about. People that are like, hey man, there's some shady stuff going on in the gaming industry. You have somebody that's doing very unethical practices and now they're protecting her. And instead of like ousting her, you know, and firing her and being like, you can't work with us or associate with us anymore because you're making us look bad and you're doing a lot of shady things, they protected her. And then they're like, oh, all these people are just mad because they don't like women in gaming. And then so all of those progressive ideologues are like, yeah, it's women in gaming. It's all about sexism. It's all about cis white males and shit. And it's like stuff that people weren't even talking about until they brought it up. So when it comes to this Kekistani thing, I see the same thing happen. These people that are very left, people that are fairly liberal, made this. They made it as a joke. And then they're like, oh no, they're just all racist. And just like that, and that's what Quentin's doing. They're just all next. I can't believe, I dodged a bullet. I can't believe I was almost in this photo. With all of these people, you know, all over, all of these ethnicities are posing with this flag. And yeah, it's just a Nazi flag. That's all. It can't be anything else. So it takes a certain type of person to go out of their way to be an asshole like this. And from my experience, Quentin is that type of person. I met him at VidCon 2018. Now, right off the bat, he seemed like a regular, normal guy. He seemed chill. He took pictures with us. You know, he was associating with us, having a good time. But, you know, as the days went by, I kind of noticed a couple of things with him, a couple of remarks and things that he said that was like a little bit weird, a little bit off-putting. And then one thing that really rubbed me the wrong way was when we were all going to a bar. You know, we had a good time. We all met Jack's Films and all these people. It was a wonderful time. It was time to go home back to the Airbnb that we were all sharing. And we were all trying to get Ubers and Lyfts at the same time, but it was hard because everybody was trying to get them. And he got one. And he offered no ride to anybody. Like, we're all trying to get rides and we're all going to carpool together, right? Because we're all going back to the same location. He got his own and then he just left us all in the dust. And I'm just like, oh, what a dickhead. And it wasn't enough to just make that tweet. Jeff Holiday, he quote tweeted that and he had some words to say, and because of that, Quentin took to Discord to talk a little bit more trash. Someone who I guess I used to hang out with quote tweeted to say that I was a bad person or something. It got 33 likes, but still, lol. Yeah, I got a lot more than 33 likes, man. Maybe I had 33 likes in the first few minutes it was up. He said something like, you were antisocial in 2018 and didn't clean up after your mess when you left. And like, I was antisocial in 2018 because every time I walked into the living room of that Airbnb, one of them was saying the N-word or some shit.
Beat it up, N-word.
I don't recall leaving a mess. I know I didn't do my bed or anything, but I think I left the same day as everyone else. But to be honest, that was just a really negative experience. Everyone had a strange, edgy energy that Airbnb that I didn't vibe with. First of all, nobody was saying the N-word in that Airbnb. That's just completely false. And people that were there staying there can attest to that. They're like, what are you talking about? That's just pure bullshit. I don't know why he would say this. Like, he's just really trying so hard to impress his friends to make us seem so shitty. And it's like, nah, bruh, that wasn't happening. Furthermore, there was no edgy energy there. Everybody that stayed in that Airbnb was very chill. And things never even got crazy. Like, say, I remember VidCon 2017, one of the commentary Airbnbs was popping. Like, it was really popping off. And this one, in 2018, was very chill energy, and everybody got along great. So, once again, bullshit. Anyway, I think we can all agree that in hindsight, Kekistan was a bad idea. I don't think anybody would have did it if we would have known what it was going to turn into. If people a part of BreadTube were going to try their hardest to just really paint it in a negative light because, you know, they disagree with us and they need enemies to vanquish and so on and so forth. The last thing I'm going to say about this is that I don't really care if you're progressive. Even if you're a progressive ideologue, like you're just balls deep in your ideals, that doesn't bother me that much. What bothers me is the hostility. When people come at you the wrong way. You know, like I said before, where you believe you're on the right side of history, so it gives you the authority, it gives you the authorization to just be a complete tool. And that's basically what this tweet is, man. It's just pure trash, and it was completely unnecessary. Ladies, women, girls, females, wear a bra, cover your nipples. Modesty is essential. You are disrespecting people's marriages/spouses. You are disrespecting your future spouse. You are disrespecting yourself. You are disrespecting God. Stop causing others to stumble. Ladies, women, girls, females, your nipples are so powerful. It causes people to stumble. That is so ridiculous, man. That it's such a trash take because it just puts all the responsibility on women. Right? You can't go braless because you're ruining marriages, right? The guy is too weak to control himself. They can't just be like me, right? Like, where if you see a lady's nipples poking through her shirt in public, you can't just look and think, nice. Those are some nice nipples. Nah, essentially every guy turns into a monster and he can't behave himself and he pounces on her like Saber Wolf. Like just calm down, lady. The Matrix co-creator confirms story is a trans allegory. That was trending and caught fire on Twitter. It went really viral, and it caused quite a bit of a stir. Obviously, there was some bigots that were mad, and then there was a lot of people that were celebrating, and then there was people that were just kind of annoyed. I'm one of the annoyed people, and it's because I just don't believe it. Yeah, to me, it's like you took one of those theories that have compelling evidence, and then you just made it canon. Now, I kind of understand why the Wachowskis would do something like that because of the transitions that they did and all that. So it's like, I'm going to take this theory and just confirm it, and it's going to make everybody feel good. I feel like if it were true, it would have came out much earlier. And I think that too many people are missing how many theories there are of tons of movies that have compelling evidence to support said theory. One of the most notorious ones is Jar Jar Binks being a Sith Lord. When you look at the theories, it's incredibly compelling. Where if George Lucas confirmed it to be true, I'd be like, wow, what a genius. But, I mean, he even shot it down, which I thought was kind of stupid. I'm like, dude, now's your chance to show people that Jar Jar Binks was actually a good idea, and we were too stupid to understand what you were doing. But no, George Lucas isn't a genius, and he was honest, and which I admire his integrity. It's just one of those things where it's like, dude, that theory looks really good. And looking at the evidence of this being a trans allegory, the evidence is quite compelling too. If you read through some of the stuff, I'm like, okay. But no, essentially you can do that with almost everything. So I just think overall, it's silly, doesn't matter though. And if it were actually true, it wouldn't matter to me at all. That movie is one of my top favorite movies, probably my third favorite movie behind like Shawshank and Gladiator.
Free your mind.
Now I'm going to end off with this last one right here, which I kind of thought it was a joke. I thought this person was trying to be funny, but this dude is serious, and it's like, I can't believe this is real. I don't know why I keep saying that, because I know what 2020 has produced. One problem with Spidey's jokes over the years, a lot of them do not age well. Like the fat shaming jokes he's made to Kingpin and Doc Ock, or the joke he made to Bonesaw in the first Spider-Man movie. That was not good. I almost feel like it should come with a disclaimer. Now see, the reason why this is so ridiculous and funny at the same time, people brought this up as a joke already. People have memed about this subject, and I think I even shared it in one of my previous Twitter trashes.
That's a cute outfit. Did your husband give it to you?
Actually, he did. He bought this for me on our 10-year anniversary. Not only is he my lover, he's my best friend and my soulmate. I'm not ashamed of who I love, nor should I be. For someone with strange abilities due to, I assume, accidental exposure to radioactive spider blood, you're not very tolerant of those different to yourself. You're on the wrong side of history, Spider-Man.
Now I want to leave you with this. People have been memeing Uncle Ben's death in the first Spider-Man film, and it's just chef's kiss. He was white, Peter. All these years protesting the Civil Rights Act, and one of my own gets me. Was I wrong, boy? Uncle Ben, he looked Italian. Oh, Peter, thank you. Uncle Ben dies smiling. Powerful stuff.
Uncle Ben?
Well, that's all the trash tweets I have for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like it, leave a comment if you so dare. I want to give a big shout out to my hard R patrons and my hardest of ours. We got Adam Sains, you sound insane. Ashley Moraine, every Ashley I know is crazy. Brett Chernobyl, I don't know, go back to Ukraine or whatever. Brett Lakowski, you sound racist. Hugger Derek, change your name, there can only be one. Jacob Stewart, you sound like a royal bitch. Catherine Rothman, I don't know, just, I don't like you. Just kidding. Mike Gates, related to Kevin Gates, trying to be black. I know this, and I know this very well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Good day, mate.